February 2nd of 2021. This is habit, skills, and attitude. And this will be the subject of approaching and the best practices. Uh, Kyle alluded to a podcast that, guys, I recommend highly. It's called Sharpen the Saw. On your drives in and out to turf, definitely put that on. But he mentioned one yesterday that is approaching. So I'm going to play this for just a few minutes, and then we're going to grab some paper and pens and take some notes. So let me know if you guys can hear this.
We cannot hear it, Zach. Still nothing.
Technology. Okay, I'll tell you what. Guys, scratch that. We are going to cover the notes, and basically the podcast mentions all of these things. So when you do get a chance, go back and listen to Approaching by Justin Ellingson and Nathan Trevor on the Sharpening the Saw podcast. Basically what I'm about to cover anyway is of that. It's just coming from the number one agency owner in family heritage, which makes it even cooler because he has a lot more enthusiasm than us and a lot more experience. But the best practices of approaching. So again, guys, pull out a paper and pen, jot this stuff down. And then at the end, I will ask you for some takeaways. And guys, I also want to mention, remember, we have a YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and type in Globe Life, Davenport and Schneider agencies, you will have a lot of material to comb through. And whatever facet of the career you're in, wherever you are, you can go there and pull something away from it at your convenience. So the best practices of approaching. Think about an approach as something natural.
Real quick, sir. Can you share your screen?
I sure can. Sorry, guys. 3, 2, and 1. Can y'all see that?
Perfect.
Okay. Thinking about an approach as something natural, because it is. It's like saying hello to a neighbor or a clerk at a convenience store. Although the approach is simple, it needs to be delivered with confidence. Here are a few key points to make your approach much better than it already is. Approaching comes after pre-approach, which should provide you with a name or names. Let's stop right there. Approaching is done best if we have taken the time to gather pre-approach. And pre-approach can be gathered multiple ways. One is simply asking, hey, Miss Sherry, who's next door? Johnny, who's the owner of store A, B, or C? It doesn't matter. Asking every single time you're talking to somebody, you should be asking who is who. Hey, I just want to be polite when I walk in. You know, who do I ask for? Are they typically free before or after lunch? When are their busy times? When are their slow times? When does he come in the morning? If you can catch them as they're walking in to open up their business, there's a very good chance you're going to get their attention and get their time. If you catch them as they're walking out, or if you can figure out when their lunch breaks are. So guys, it's just being a professional and doing some research. All right. Insert your name and who you are into that turf. Be a person before being a salesperson. Guys, we're human, and the best aspects of us are not just the approach. When we start, we mentioned memorize, naturalize, and personalize. Well, of course, when you're memorizing, going through that, I call it the ugly phase, your first month or so, it kind of comes out wonky. You kind of sound robotic, and that's okay. The words have got to come out of your mouth. It's like riding a bike. All right. Be yourself. Okay. All of us have things to be proud of. We all have different traits and aspects and personality traits. Some of us are naturally funny. Some of us can be funny, but just be yourself. And yeah, be professional. Always try to get a name. You can use Sales Rabbit or ask the last individual you approach who the business owner or manager next door is. Guys, Sales Rabbit, and I understand we might be changing CRMs eventually. Sales Rabbit is a CRM in which you can track and pin locations. You can jot down information. It is very, very difficult to go in somewhere, get in your car, drive next door or to your next stop, and 30 minutes to an hour later go, oh, what was that conversation about with Nancy? Guys, as soon as you leave, you should slow down. Jot down on a business card. If you gather a business card, jot down all the information you talked about. You know, hey, their children are both in middle school. One plays soccer and the other one does softball. Little Timmy just broke his leg. You know, Amy rides horses on the weekends, whatever. Okay. You want to make sure you jot that stuff down. And obviously, before you go and follow up with them, review that stuff. Sales Rabbit is phenomenal for doing that. You can change pins as far as, you know, go back, have an appointment, enrollment complete, not interested, you know, any of that. All that is, the more you track it, the more you feel like you are married to your turf. You feel like you know everybody's business. And as you're talking and speaking with folks, they'll feel like you're a part of the area and they'll let their guard down. But if you walk in just a stranger and you're not dropping any names and you're just peddling insurance, well, guys, if you show up at Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock, you're probably going to be the third, fourth, maybe the 10th salesman of the week. You know, we're not, you know, selling knives or vacuum cleaners, but you got to understand they're a business. They have a lot of things, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts. So use these things to your advantage. The preparation on the front end is going to save you a ton of rejection on the back end. Okay, we're still going to get rejection, but at least we'll have it organized. Confidence is key. All right, fake it till you make it. Guys, if you walk in somewhere and you are kind of timid and you're not showing eye contact, your bad posture, they're going to eat you alive. And I don't, maybe not necessarily, but they can smell that, just like a dog can smell fear. All right, so act like you're meant to be there. Walk in with purpose. Okay, do not be timid. Standing far from their desk. Try to get as close to them as possible. Obviously, be considerate of COVID. Wear a mask, and as you know, if they're in a situation where you just, hey, I wear a mask just to, you know, show respect. Is it okay if I take it off? All right, because it is important that they do see your face, and obviously smile. You know, try to brighten their day. Say something cheesy. You know, what's the camel say? Hump day. That's Brian right there. But yeah, Wednesday, hump day. Cut a joke. Mention something other than, hey, I'm Zach. I'm with Family Heritage. Hey, man, this is some terrible weather. Or, man, I can't wait for it to warm up. There's so many things to break the ice before you kind of let them know why you're there. All right. Eye contact, but not when you ask for a place to sit down. Guys, eye contact is one of the most important ingredients. If you've ever been with Kyle Schneider, he looks through your soul. He has unbelievable eye contact, and that just gives and transfer a ton of confidence to the prospect. And the only time that you do break that eye contact is when you're asking for a place to sit. Hey, is right here okay? You got a place to sit. Break eye contact and look for a place to sit down, in which as you walk in, you should already be scanning the environment for a proper place to communicate with them. Guys, and if you can sit down, that automatically brings their radar, their, I guess, fight or flight. It brings them to your level, or more or less you meet them at their level, and makes them more relaxed. And instead of standing and their brain is firing off, you know, who is this guy? What does he want? How do I get rid of him? Guy or gal, just try to bring them down to, just try to get on a level playing field. It'll make everything easier, and they'll take in what you're putting down. Use a ton of names. Okay. Laser the approach. Use similar names to that business. Auto shops, furniture stores, name it. There's so many different plumbers and electrical, electricity companies, whatever you want to call it. But drop names, and claims. Use three-dimensional names. Guys, when you walk in and you say, hey, I was just catching up with, Tim next door at Tim's auto shop. That's great. And they probably know Tim. But if you can make it three-dimensional, meaning, hey, I was just speaking with Tim. He's got a really cool, trophy on the wall that, he won a golf tournament a few years ago for a charity with Becky. She runs the local charity, and she's super sweet. She prays with everybody before you leave. Guys, that's three-dimensional. You're not just saying a name, but you're saying something about them that prospect probably already knows or may not know. But it's like it makes them feel, again, that you are somebody that is meant to be there. You're not just dipping in and out of businesses and not getting much traction. You're actually building relationships, which is very important to them. Control the conversation. Whatever they throw at you, be ready. Go right back into the approach. Guys, there's some people that they look at you and they just listen. And then there's some people that they kind of know what they're doing. They're either jokesters or they're trying to throw you off your game. That's okay. That's going to happen. Just always understand why you're there. Laugh at the jokes. Ask questions. Build rapport. Hey, what do you do here? How long you guys been in business? Whatever you want. And guys, here's a very simple acronym to write down. FOR, for. Okay? People love to talk about their family, occupation, recreation. So if you walk into someone's office, you usually see on the wall their family first. Mention it. Hey, that's a lovely looking family. How old are your kids now? Do you have grandbabies? How cool is that? Occupation. How long have you guys been in business? Now, did you start this or did you buy it from somebody? And then, of course, recreation. Hey, what do you like to do on the weekends? What do people like to do around here? Do you like to drag cars or, race cars like, Mr. Barnhill? There's so many things to create conversation. But just remember that. FOR, family, occupation, recreation. Only talk to open-minded people. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. When I first started, I always heard go out and get as many no's as possible. And I really didn't understand what that meant because I was like, I really like those maybes. Of course, I want yeses, but maybes make me feel good. Maybes make me feel like this person's interested and I should just eat up all my time following back up with people that eventually go, yeah, man, we're going to hold off again. Can you come back in 6 months? Can you come back in 2 years? We're going to wait till the first year. How many people got that response this year already? It happens, okay, to the best of us. So just understand, hey, this is a no-brainer or a no thank you, and keep walking. Guys, what we do, it's very unique. It's very important. But for those to allow us to share with them, they have to be an open book. And for them to be an open book, we have to find common ground. And that all starts with pre-approach and then lay down the approach. All right, guys, if you want more demos, you've got to do more approaches. See more, sell more. Lastly, take a deep breath, chin up, shoulders back. Walk with a purpose. Guys, it's very, very simple. It can be very difficult for all the noise in between our ears. We wake up and, we might have a tough morning with the kids, with the spouse, with the bills, with whatever. All right. But understand all that has to be pushed to a side when we engage in our business. When we get in our car and we drive to that first location, we already know who we're going to see. They might not know that we're coming, but we know who that person is. Okay. We already know kind of what they do. And we've already connected some other people who are in the same industry as they are. And we're going to drop those names. And we're going to drop the names of the businesses around them. Hey, I'm actually on my way to see Jeffrey next. I just want to pop in real quick and give you a quick idea of what I do. Is right here okay? You got a place to sit. All right. So take a deep breath, chin up, shoulders back, walk with purpose, guys. If you're here long enough, you're going to start having claims, and sometimes those claims and then the handshakes and hugs afterwards is what's going to motivate you. All right. And the good news is you're only going to get better and better and better. So, guys, I just want to open up the floor to questions, takeaways, and then we'll wrap this up.
Zach, I'll just add a little tip there. As far as fake it till you make it and walk with purpose, and confidence is key, and act like you're supposed to be there and all that. Guys, that's immediately right when you are walking into that business, right? I've done a lot of field training, and one of the biggest pet peeves is when you're working with a new agent, and they're just taking their sweet time going up to the door. They might see a no soliciting sign and kind of look at that and be like, oh, and should I go in? Just walk in. And that goes that same goes for if you're walking into a business or approaching a business, and maybe that first door you walk into is locked. We'll go around the back. Go try to do anything you can to try to just make an appearance, get in that business. If the door is locked, knock on the door, because we're in a weird time right now with COVID. There's probably people in there. Obviously, if you see cars, or at least a car in the parking lot, just knock. If they lock their door because they're trying to keep people out, knock on the door. I promise most of the time people will let you in, but you just have to be assertive. And same with if you walk into a business and you open the door and you're like, hello, and no one's there. Don't stand back and wait for someone to come to you. Walk through the hallways, look around and say, make your presence known, and look around and say, hello, anyone there? Just, again, guys, that's key. And that just goes to the being timid. Because again, I've done some field training in the past. No one on this call, fortunately, but done some field training in the past where we walk into a business, and that agent is standing, like, you walk in and they're standing right there by the door, and it's the most awkward situation because that person's desk is way in the back corner of the room, but we're standing like so far away, like close to the door when we walked in, and kind of head down and like, hello. So just go in with confidence, guys. Make a friend. It really is hard to be nervous when your mind and heart is on service. So just remember that.
I got something to add to that, Brian. As far as just like for us the other week, when we went to Walmart over in Archdale the first time, and we tried a couple of different people and are like over here and over there, and then we end up waiting and then left. But then just because you can't talk to somebody right then and there doesn't mean that it's a no, because we went back the next time, and actually that's where we got our group enrollment at, when we were able to actually meet with the store manager and talk to her and doing that. So just because you don't get a hold of somebody right then and there, don't count that as a no. Go back and talk to the manager, or talk to the front desk people, and just gotta go from there.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Move with purpose. Again, be very, very assertive and very, very assumptive. When you walk in somewhere, every scenario is different. You might walk in and boom, the desk is right there. Or you might walk into a place and the desk is in a warehouse and you've got to walk 200 more feet. You don't want to start, hi, my name is Zach, and Zach, no, wait till you get there. Wait till you get closer. Use an eye contact, big smile on your face. Walk faster than you normally walk. Okay, we tell these folks, hey, I only have a few minutes. Well, we need to act like it. In some cases, that manager or that gatekeeper, they're watching you get out of your car. It all starts there. When you pull in, don't sit there in your car and try to have everything in place. You should already have that prepared. As soon as you pull in, you're out of your car. You're bouncing out of your car with a smile on your face, like you just heard a funny joke, and then boom, you're into that door before they even know what's going on. All right. There's some agents, you know, a lot of them that do residential, they almost like jobs. They kind of run because see more, sell more. They're trying to see more and more people. They're trying to cross those folks off that are not interested as quick as possible. So, guys, thank you again. And I'll remind you again, go to YouTube, okay? Globe Life, Davenport, and Schneider agencies. There's a ton of information there. Use the tools that we have, okay? So, guys, have a phenomenal Tuesday, and be safe and leave people better than you found them. We out.
Have a good day, guys.
Great
Y'all as
meeting,
well.
guys.